once upon a time, there was a gay prince, and his name was Roman, and, he was like, oh, this castle life is so dreary and sad, so I got on my horse, and I left, and somehow the guards didn't stop me, and I just rode off into the sunset until I reached this weird, dark, and spooky place, and I was like, oh my god, this is scary, but also intriguing. What could be here? And then I just, I went through, and there was like this guy who was lame and sad, and he was like, what are you doing in my forest? Get out of my forest. I don't want anyone here. And I said, dude, I'm running away from home. Just like chill, okay? I'm passing through. I just wanted to see what was in here. It was kind of spooky. And then this other guy jumped up and was like, oh, boo, I'm your twin. But I can't do his voice, so whatever. I just was like, get away from me. I hate you. And I rode on, and I ran. Or I rode my horse, more so I didn't run. The horse ran. And I was like, I gotta make it out of these woods, because I got these two mean people coming after me, and they're mean and annoying, and I don't want to deal with them. And then at the edge of the forest, there was like these clouds all of a sudden, and I was like, oh my god, did I die and like go to heaven or something? No, it's just very foggy. And then there was this man sitting on this rock, and he had like a book, because he had a book, because he's smart, and he was like, this is the wrong way, go that way, don't go back into those woods. You might notice I'm running out of creativity. But he was like, you do not want to go this way, you want to go that way, please leave me alone, I'm trying to read. And I was like, okay dude, chill, I can see you're trying to read. So I left. And there was I smelled this sweet scent. There was this sweet scent in the air, and my horse just started floating up towards it, and I was like, oh my god, horse, I'm falling off of you. And then I fell off the horse, and I had to run after it by foot, and that sucked. But I made it to like this house. It was like completely made of candy. This is the craziest. And so I was like, oh my, you know what, I'm kind of hungry. My horse is hungry, I'm sort of hungry, might as well go in this house. So I knocked on the door, and this guy opened up, and he was like, oh my god, you look really hungry, kiddo, come in and have a snack. And I was like, sure dude, why not? And he didn't try to cook me or anything, he didn't try to eat me like the witch in that other story. He was just like a chill guy, a little bit too like touchy on like hugging and stuff. He really was like too friendly, I'd say. But he was cool. I ate some of his cookies and stuff, and then my horse and me were gone again, and let's just say I went for a few days, nothing really crazy happened. I saw those boring guys again, because I had to go back through the woods, because I realized I went the wrong way, and they were like, dude, I told you to get out of my woods, can you stay out of my woods? And I said, look man, this is the last time, I swear, I'm just trying to get to this other castle. And so I ran on the horse. Well, no, I rode the horse. I keep saying I ran. I'm riding a horse, I'm not running. And there was this castle. It was gloomy looking. It was very dark and mysterious. There was like mist and stuff again. I almost thought I was back in that place where that guy with the book was, but I was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to deal with him again. And so I was like, hey, put down your drawbridge. And then they were like, sure, man, we'll put down the drawbridge. I guess his guards aren't very good, whoever lives here. And so I got off my horse, I tied it so no one would steal it in like a stable, and I went in the castle, and there was like this giant throne, and there was this guy, and I was like, damn, that's a pretty man up there. And then, I went up to him and was like, damn, you're very pretty. And he was like, who the fuck are you? Like, what are you doing? Get out of my castle. And I was like, I'm from this other kingdom, I'm a prince, you're a prince. I don't want to get married to women, so let's just get married to each other, because I'm just assuming you don't want to get married to women either. And he was like, and straight face, and he was just like, you know what, you have a point, I don't like women, and I don't want to marry women, so let's me and you get married. We can marry right here in my castle. And then we had this wedding, and my parents were there, and like his parents were also there, I guess. And then I invited the man in the forest with his freaky friend, and they were like, dude, I hate weddings, but you know what? whatever, sure, you're not gonna leave me alone, so I guess I'll go. And the other guy was like, ha ha ha, of course. And then the guy got the baker, the guy who made stuff in the woods to come. He made the cake for the wedding and all the desserts and stuff. And then I was like, oh, do I really have to invite the guy with the book in the woods? And then my new husband was like, yes, you need to invite him. It's only fair we invited literally everybody else in the kingdom. We have to invite him, okay? It's just, we have to. So I was like, ugh, hey guy with a book, want to come to a wedding? And he was like, no, not particularly. And I was like, well, too bad you're going. So I picked him up and I carried him there. I threw him over my shoulder. He couldn't escape. And I was like, okay, you're at our wedding now. And then we went up. We were there. It was beautiful. It was very edgy, to be honest. It was a dark wedding. That castle's dreary. I'm not really sure why it didn't suggest going to my castle. But anyways, we were there. And I had the sad guy. He was on his side. He was like his best man. The creepy guy in the forest was his best man. I had the other two. They were my best men. And I was like, they were like, why are we your best man? This is weird. And I was like, I don't know. I just met you, but I have no other friends, I guess. And then we kissed. And we exchanged our rings and stuff. We kissed. And then all of a sudden, there was just this explosion of sparkles. And all the black stuff just fell off the castle. And it was a beautiful shade of gold. And then he was like, oh my god, you freed me of this curse. But then his face, something also came off his face. And I was like, oh, you have scales. And he's like, yes. The curse made me pretty, but it ruined my kingdom. I hope you can still love me as half a snake. And I was like, you know what? I can make this work. And so we kissed again. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go to the place with the sweets. Let's go to that guy's house. And then we'll find somewhere. We'll just ride off. And then, we had some sweets again. And then me and him got on a horse. Guy in the woods. He also got on a horse with the baker guy for some reason. And then the other reading guy got on a horse. And the creepy guy climbed on without him knowing. And he was like, you know what, whatever. And what worst thing could happen to me today? I just want to go home. And then I was like, you're not going home because our horses are chained together. And we all rode off happily and also sad and angry, but mostly happily, into the sunset. The end.
Beautiful.